A show of force in western Cuba. As tensions with the United States intensify, Havana is putting its military readiness on full display. Cuba's Minister of the Revolutionary Armed Forces, Alvaro Lopez Miera, toured the Pinar del Rio military region this week, overseeing combat readiness activities and field demonstrations. Footage released by state media shows artillery drills, armored vehicles in motion, and coordinated troop exercises across the region. According to officials, the visit aimed to verify the armed forces' mastery of missions in peacetime and their preparedness for what they describe as exceptional situations. Lopez Miera paid particular attention to wounded evacuation drills and battlefield first aid, underscoring operational discipline and rapid response capability. The minister also stressed the need to maintain high standards of cohesion and readiness within Cuba's revolutionary armed forces. The exercises, authorities say, sharpened combat skills and reinforced assigned missions, ensuring troops can respond effectively to any eventuality. The military display comes amid renewed friction between Havana and Washington. The island is grappling with a severe energy crisis after U.S. President Donald Trump signed an executive order warning of additional tariffs on countries supplying oil to Cuba. Cuban President Miguel Diaz-Canel has accused the United States of attempting to asphyxiate the country. Against that backdrop, the drills in Pinar del Rio send a clear message. Cuba says it is ready, in peacetime and beyond, for whatever challenges may lie ahead.
A ship reportedly carrying Russian fuel is on its way to Cuba, a move putting Donald Trump's sanctions to the test as the island nation faces a deepening energy crisis. According to a Bloomberg report, the ship Seahorse is set to arrive in early March, carrying much-needed fuel to Cuba. Cuba is facing the worst energy crisis, falling short of fuel critical for cooking, transportation, and power generation. The available electricity has plummeted since the beginning of the year, and satellite images found the level of power at night down by almost 50%, the report added. The vessel Seahorse received supplies in a ship-to-ship transfer off the coast of Cyprus and is likely carrying nearly 200,000 barrels of Russian gas oil. Gas oil refers to diesel-type fuels used in transportation and power generation. The Bloomberg report said that it was unclear whether the Seahorse will be able to break the American blockade, which has resulted in the seizure of 9 ships involved in the transport of sanctioned oil. The U.S. military's presence in the Caribbean has choked off much of Havana's oil supply. Pressure on Havana has been mounting since late last year, when the American forces seized a ship carrying Venezuelan crude to Cuba. After the capture of Venezuela's then-president, Nicolas Maduro, in January, the American administration swiftly ordered the interim government left behind to halt shipments of crude to Cuba. Trump also threatened tariffs on any nation that supplies Cuba with fuel, leading Mexico, a steady supplier, to cut off shipments as well.
It is right now a failed nation, and they don't even have jet fuel to get for airplanes to take off. They're clogging up their runway. We're talking to Cuba right now, and Marco Rubio talking to Cuba right now, and they should absolutely make a deal because it's really a humanitarian threat. And we have a lot of great Cuban Americans, and they're going to be very happy when they're going to be able to go back and say hello to their relatives and do things that they should have been allowed to do for a long time. I'm very interested in the people that are here that were treated so badly by Castro and the Cuban authorities. They have been treated horribly. So we'll see how it all turns out. But Cuba and us, we are talking. In the meantime, there's an embargo. There's no oil, there's no money, there's no anything.
If a deal isn't made, would you consider an operation like the one in Venezuela?
I don't want to answer that. Why would I answer that? If I was, it wouldn't be a very tough operation, as you can figure. But I don't think that'll be necessary.
Cuba, which doesn't produce much oil, heavily depends on imports of fuels or crude to run its refineries. Russia, for its part, has come under deeper international sanctions over its 4-year-long war on Ukraine, and both US and European nations have stepped up moves to seize tankers from the so-called shadow fleet that helps keep sanctioned barrels flowing. Russian President Vladimir Putin on Wednesday met Cuban Foreign Minister Bruno Rodriguez in Moscow and reaffirmed his support for the island nation.
Esteemed Mr. Minister, we are well aware of just how incredibly challenging it has been for the Cuban people throughout all these years, indeed for all these decades, during every single decade of Cuba's independence, as they fought for their fundamental right to live by their own sovereign rules and to steadfastly protect their vital national interests. And now we find ourselves in a particularly sensitive period, marked by new sanctions. You are fully aware of our position regarding this. We absolutely cannot accept anything of this nature. And the position of our Ministry of Foreign Affairs has been articulated openly, clearly, and without any ambiguity. Regarding the bilateral relations between us, they are certainly developing on the whole in a very positive way.
I would like to especially thank the Russian solidarity that was also expressed by Mr. President and by the Russian government, by its foreign minister, firmly and consistently, regarding the tightening of the blockade against Cuba, and more recently concerning the energy siege that causes suffering to our people and creates difficult situation for our economy.
Russia has already started bringing thousands of its citizens home from Cuba.